Chosen one. Something inside you is shifting. You can feel it, a restlessness not born from anxiety but from heaven itself. The quiet stirring in your chest is not confusion, it is divine momentum. It is the whisper of destiny reminding you that your time of stillness has reached its holy conclusion. October stands before you like a gateway, and the voice of God is saying, pack your faith, for the season of relocation has come. Now, you have felt the weight of change pressing against your spirit for weeks, maybe months. The places that once gave you peace now feel too small. The rooms that once felt like safety now echo with endings. Don't misunderstand this ache. It is not loss, it is divine expansion. You are outgrowing what was never meant to contain your next level of glory. Listen closely. This is not coincidence. This is orchestration. Heaven has been rearranging your surroundings, repositioning hearts, closing certain doors, and opening invisible corridors of grace. Every delay has been protection. Every rejection has been redirection. You were never meant to settle where you are. You were meant to pass through. You've tried to quiet this feeling, to make yourself comfortable again. But peace refuses to stay where God has already moved on. That's why the same job, the same routine, the same atmosphere now feels heavy. Grace has shifted, and heaven is calling you to follow. Chosen one. Don't cling to expired seasons. The discomfort you feel is not punishment, it's promotion. The unfamiliar is not danger, it's destiny. You are being summoned to higher ground, to a space where your voice, your light, and your obedience will finally match the magnitude of your calling. You are not being pushed out, you are being pulled forward. Every piece of your story is converging right now to guide your next step. You've prayed for breakthrough, and this is it. Breakthrough rarely feels gentle. It feels like a holy earthquake, shaking loose everything that cannot stay. It feels like the ground beneath you is trembling. But do not fear this. Shaking is sacred. It is heaven clearing the debris of the past to make room for the new. Every tremor is proof that foundations are shifting in your favor, that heaven's blueprint is unfolding beneath your feet even when you cannot yet see it. According to what is revealed in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 8, the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. That is your anchor. Wherever you go next, God has already walked ahead of you. The path you fear is already familiar to him. The unknown to you is home to him. You will not face this move alone. So, rise. Begin to prepare your heart and your surroundings. Some of you will move into new homes, others into new cities, and some into new spiritual dimensions. But all of you are being relocated by grace. Do not measure this transition by what your eyes see. Measure it by what your spirit senses. Feel the air changing around you, how conversations are shifting, how people are being repositioned. These are divine cues, not coincidences. Even your fatigue is prophetic. It's the exhaustion that comes before transformation. You are shedding old assignments, old burdens, old identities. Soon, you'll look back at this moment and realize the stirring was never random. It was heaven's way of saying, it's time. You are not late. You are not lost. You are right on schedule with divine timing. Chosen one. Let this truth settle deep within you. The God who begins a journey always finishes it. He will not move you to abandon you. He will not lead you into emptiness, but into expansion. Take this as your divine sign, your spiritual eviction, notice from the old season. You don't belong there anymore. Something greater awaits. So take a step of faith, even if you don't see the full map. The map will unfold as you move. Before you leave this moment, make a prophetic declaration of agreement. Comment the number 777 below, symbol of divine completion and heavenly alignment. Let it be your yes to God's timing. Then like, share, and subscribe so that another chosen one standing at their own threshold can hear this same word. The winds of October are rising. The same voice that called Abraham out of his homeland is calling you now. This is not the end. This is the unfolding. Move. Chosen one. Step forward. Heaven is already waiting at your next address. The walls around you have begun to whisper, haven't they? Chosen one. You can sense it, the quiet closing of a door that once opened freely. What once felt like a sanctuary now feels confined. The laughter that used to echo there has faded into silence. It isn't that you've failed, it's that grace has completed its work in that place. Every room, every season, has an expiration date in the divine calendar. You have simply reached the end of one assignment, and the closing door is heaven's gentle way of saying, it's time to move. You may not see it yet, but this door is not closing against you, it is closing for you. If it stayed open, you would be tempted to remain in comfort. God is not rejecting you, He is protecting your momentum. The peace that once covered this space has lifted because your purpose has outgrown the walls. You are not being punished, you are being promoted. Chosen one. Do not waste time trying to reopen what God has sealed. Doors close for divine reasons. You are not called to resurrect what heaven has buried. Every goodbye is sacred. Every ending is prophetic. You cannot receive new oil while clinging to empty jars. There is a moment in the walk of the chosen where faith must become your vision, where obedience must lead even when sight is denied. And that moment, dear one, is now. It is written in the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 37, verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and He delights in His way. These words are not just comfort, they are confirmation. Even this closing door is ordered. Even the silence is divine strategy. You have been asking for direction, and this is how heaven answers. Not always through thunder, but often through transition. The removal of old things is the first language of new beginnings. You are walking through a divine narrowing. The path feels smaller, but it's leading to expansion. Like an arrow drawn back before release. You are being pulled into a moment of restriction, only so you can be launched further than before. Every delay, every disappointment, every no, it's alignment disguised as denial. Do you remember how the Israelites felt when the Red Sea stood before them and Pharaoh's army pressed behind? That narrow place was the birthplace of their freedom. God did not bring them there to destroy them, but to display His power. Likewise, this closing door is not your defeat. It is the beginning of divine display. So breathe. Let go of the pressure to force outcomes. Let the old season fold quietly behind you. It has served its purpose. The relationships that fade, the routines that crumble, the familiar comforts that now resist you, all of it is part of the holy pruning that precedes fruitfulness. You are being trimmed for growth. And yes, It hurts. Growth always does. But pain is not absence. Pain is evidence that transformation is happening beneath the surface. You are being rewired for promise. There will come a day soon when you will look back and realize that this closing door was the kindest thing heaven ever did for you. You will see that staying would have cost you the future. You will understand that what you thought was loss was actually love, divine love, redirecting you to something greater. Do not fear the sound of hinges locking behind you. It is the sound of heaven completing a chapter. When one door closes, it does not signify lack but readiness. You have matured beyond the need for what once sustained you. Chosen one. This is a holy release. The hands of heaven are removing what can no longer carry the weight of your calling. Step away from what no longer breathes life into your spirit. You are not walking into emptiness. You are walking into enlargement. So let the door close fully. Don't look back through the keyhole of nostalgia. What is behind you cannot compare to what waits ahead. When one chapter ends, it is not the book closing, it is the plot advancing. Remember, God closes doors not to trap you, but to transition you, and sometimes His silence is His way of saying, "Trust me here." This is where you learn to walk not by sight, but by surrender. You are not stuck, you are staged, positioned between what was and what will be. And soon, the same hand that closed this door will open another so wide that you will understand why every other one had to shut. The closing door is not rejection, it is redirection. Stand still, breathe deeply, and listen closely. Your next door is already unlocking in the unseen. The divine relocation notice rarely arrives in a whisper. It shakes the walls of your comfort. You begin to notice the patterns, conversations ending abruptly, doors closing without warning, plans dissolving overnight. It feels like everything familiar is slipping through your fingers. Yet, chosen one, this is not chaos. This is coordination. Heaven is rearranging your world so that your feet land exactly where they are meant to stand. You've prayed for open doors, but God often starts by closing the wrong ones. The same way a potter removes excess clay before shaping the masterpiece, God removes excess comfort before revealing destiny. He disrupts what's easy so that what's eternal can finally rise. The shaking around you is the divine announcement. Prepare. I am moving you. This isn't punishment, it's precision. You may feel like life is falling apart, but truly, it's falling into place. What you thought was loss is redirection. What you thought was delay is divine sequencing. The divine relocation, notice, is heaven's official declaration that your current coordinates can no longer contain your calling. Some of you are noticing the signs already. People who once understood you now speak a language you can't translate. The places that used to feel safe now feel small. You walk into rooms that used to fill you with peace, and suddenly, you sense tension in the atmosphere. You've tried to pray it away, to fix it, to adjust, but nothing works. That's because God has already lifted His grace from that space. According to what is revealed in the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 19, "See, I am doing a new thing, now it springs up, do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." End of. The enemy will try to convince you that you are being uprooted, but in truth, you are being replanted. Uprooting always precedes fruitfulness. A tree must be moved when the soil around it can no longer feed its growth. So when you feel the ground giving way, don't panic. Rejoice. It means your roots are about to find richer soil. You might resist, thinking, "But I built everything here." Yes, you did. But this season was never meant to be permanent. God often allows you to build in one place only so He can teach you stewardship before expansion. The lessons you've learned here are tools you'll need in your next dwelling. Your heart may ache as you release certain things, friendships that fade quietly, plans that dissolve, spaces that feel foreign overnight. But grief is not always a sign of loss. It can also be the body's way of adjusting to glory. You are stepping into something so much greater that your old emotions are struggling to comprehend it. Chosen one. You cannot stay where the oil has stopped flowing. You cannot linger in what God has already left. When the pillar of cloud moves, you must move with it. If you stay behind, you'll find yourself feeding on yesterday's manna, food meant only for survival, not for strength. The divine relocation notice is both mercy and mandate. Mercy, because God refuses to let you stagnate. Mandate, because destiny will not wait for your convenience. Every time heaven speaks, move, it's because your next assignment is already waiting for your arrival. You are being called higher, to a place where your name carries new authority, where your prayers open greater realms of influence. The shaking, the shifting, the sudden changes, they are not random. They are the sound of God's construction in progress. Soon, you'll understand why it had to happen this way. The disappointment you feel now will become the doorway to revelation. Every no is protecting a greater yes. Every exit is preparing your entrance. The angels assigned to your journey have already received the coordinates. The map is unfolding. Even as you read this, you will soon stand in the very place that once lived only in your prayers. And when you do, you will know this was never about relocation of furniture or addresses. It was about the relocation of faith. God needed to move your trust from stability to surrender, from fear to flow, from waiting to walking. Now, before you move on, do something prophetic. Type in the comments, "I'm ready." No, say it as an act of obedience, not just agreement. It's more than a comment, it's a covenant. When you declare those two words, you're telling heaven that you're done clinging to what's familiar and that you're stepping into alignment with divine direction. Heaven records faith, not hesitation. You are being relocated not just to a new place, but to a new posture. The ground beneath you may tremble, but your spirit is steady. The same God who leads you out will lead you in. So breathe deeply, trust fully, and remember, what looks like an ending is simply the echo of your next beginning, awakening. There are signs in the atmosphere that cannot be ignored. If you listen closely, chosen one, you'll realize that heaven has been speaking all along, just not in the language you expected. It's in the way people suddenly drift away without explanation. It's in the quiet restlessness that wakes you in the middle of the night. It's in the divine coincidences that keep pointing to the same truth. Change is coming. You see, every move of God begins with small ripples before the wave arrives. Subtle interruptions, sudden clarity, repeated symbols. These are not accidents. They are invitations to pay attention. When grace prepares to move you, it starts by stirring the elements around you. You may notice things breaking that once worked perfectly. Opportunities you once pursued suddenly lose momentum. Relationships that were once strong feel strangely distant. It's not rejection, it's reconfiguration. God is resetting your environment to prepare the pathway ahead. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 19, verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Everything around you is speaking sunsets, coincidences, numbers, even silence. The heavens are echoing what your spirit already knows. You are on the brink of divine relocation. Sometimes, signs appear through discomfort. You begin to feel misplaced in spaces that once fit you perfectly. You try to rekindle excitement, but the flame refuses to burn. That is grace lifting, quietly urging you to move forward. Grace never leaves suddenly. It fades gently, giving you time to recognize that your assignment there is complete. Other signs come through repetition. You hear the same phrase from different mouths, encounter the same scripture multiple times, or see a certain number sequence until it almost startles you. These are not coincidences, they are divine breadcrumbs. Each one draws you closer to the revelation that heaven has scheduled your departure. Don't overlook the stillness either. Sometimes, the greatest sign is silence. When God stops answering certain prayers, it's often because he's already moved the conversation to a higher dimension. Silence is not abandonment, it's transition. Heaven pauses when it's waiting for your obedience to catch up. And yes, there will be resistance. Whenever light begins to shift, darkness trembles. The spiritual tension you've felt lately is not warfare meant to destroy you. It's confirmation that you're advancing. The enemy never fights what isn't moving. The pressure you feel is proof of progress. Chosen one. The signs are aligning like constellations, forming a message visible only to those who see with the eyes of faith. God has been whispering through divine patterns. Prepare. The new place is ready. Oof. You might wonder why he sends so many confirmations when one would be enough. It's because he knows how much you've endured. He knows how easily you doubt yourself after seasons of disappointment. So, he surrounds you with evidence until your spirit can no longer deny what your heart already knows. You are called to move. Pay attention to the recurring details. A dream of keys. A sudden urge to declutter. An unexpected conversation about relocation. A random advertisement that feels too specific to be random. These are all spiritual signals layered in the natural world. The divine always wraps eternity in the ordinary. Your task now is to stay sensitive. Write down what you see, feel, and hear. Keep a record of these divine winks. For soon, when you stand in your new space, you will look back and realize every sign was part of the map. Every symbol was pointing toward your next chapter. Do not rush to interpret everything immediately. Sometimes, the full meaning unfolds only once obedience has begun. Revelation often follows movement. It is in walking that the path becomes clear. Chosen one. Trust that heaven knows how to communicate with you. You don't have to chase signs, they will find you. The more you quiet your mind, the louder the divine becomes. The more you surrender control, the clearer the pattern appears. Even the timing of this message reaching you is one of those signs. Out of thousands of distractions, you found these words. That is not coincidence, it is orchestration. Heaven paused time for this moment to remind you. Your relocation is not just physical, it's prophetic. When the winds of October move, you will know. The signs will no longer be whispers, they will be undeniable confirmations. Every detail will fall into place so precisely that you will realize only God could have arranged it. Watch, listen, and discern. For the atmosphere around you is already vibrating with destiny. The signs are not warning you, they are welcoming you into the next phase of your divine story. The packing of memories is never easy. Chosen one. You stand in a room filled with echoes, walls that have witnessed both your laughter and your tears. Every object seems to hum with memories. The table where you prayed, the window where you waited, the chair where you cried in silence. It's strange how places can hold emotions, how rooms remember the prayers whispered within them. But now, heaven is asking you to gather what is sacred and leave what is expired. This is not just about moving out, it's about moving on. You are not packing boxes, you are packing lessons. Every experience, every heartbreak, every delay, it all becomes spiritual luggage for your next destination. The Father is not removing you from what matters. He's calling you to carry only what still breathes purpose. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 21, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." That is why heaven asks you to travel light. You cannot enter your next season carrying the weight of resentment, regret, or fear. These things are like heavy stones in the suitcase of your soul, slowing your stride. To step into promise, you must unpack pain. Imagine yourself as a traveler walking toward dawn. Behind you is a night filled with stories, some beautiful, some broken, but all of them necessary. The dawn is breaking, and the light of October touches your face. God is saying, it's time to let go. Every tear you shed while packing up the past waters the soil of your future. Chosen one. Don't rush this moment. Let yourself feel it. Mourn what is ending, but celebrate what is beginning. When you look around and see emptiness where memories used to live, remember, emptiness is just the first sign of readiness. Only empty hands can receive new gifts. You may find yourself hesitating, holding a keepsake or an old photograph, whispering, "But this is part of me." It is, but not all of you was meant to stay. Some versions of yourself are meant to be remembered, not resurrected. You've grown beyond them. The person you were in that season was faithful, but now God is calling forth the next you. This packing process is not just physical, it's sacred alchemy. You're turning memories into wisdom, pain into oil, experiences into testimony. Every box you tape shut is a prayer sealed in faith. Thank you, Lord, for what was, and I'm ready for what will be. Endo. Sometimes, it feels as though the items you're leaving behind are whispering goodbyes, clothes you no longer wear, books that no longer speak to your spirit, journals that belong to a healed version of your past. And that's all right. Even stillness can be holy. If you've ever watched autumn, leaves fall, you'll understand. The tree does not resist the season. It releases, knowing that what falls now will feed the ground later. Likewise, what you let go of today becomes nourishment for your next growth. The letting go is not loss, it's preparation. Chosen one. As you fold the fabric of yesterday, do it with gratitude. Every object, every story, every scar, thank it, bless it, and then set it free. Because if you hold too tightly to what was, your hands will be too full to embrace what's coming. And while you walk through this transition, remember, you are not walking alone. These messages are here because heaven keeps guiding you through the whispers of words and reminders of faith. If this message has touched your spirit, pause for a moment. Let gratitude speak. When you like, share, or subscribe, you're not just supporting a voice, you're extending a light. Each action becomes a ripple that carries truth to another soul who's still in their own packing season, unsure of how to release the past. And if your heart feels led, your donation, no matter the size, is a seed of faith that helps this message reach the ones still standing in the dark rooms of transition. Your giving is not a transaction, it's participation. It's you saying, I believe in what heaven is building here. Every seed sown becomes part of the tapestry of divine movement, threads of hope connecting hearts across borders and screens. You've been poured into, chosen one. Now you're invited to pour out. Because generosity isn't about wealth, it's about willingness. It's the same spiritual motion as packing, releasing what you hold so heaven can fill it again. So as you continue your journey, let this truth sink deep. You are not leaving empty-handed. You are leaving lighter. You are stepping out of what confined you and walking toward what completes you. The past doesn't vanish, it transforms into strength. There is a moment in every divine journey when heaven highlights a date, and suddenly, the ordinary calendar becomes prophetic. For you, chosen one, that date is October. It's more than a month, it's a threshold. The air itself feels charged with destiny, and you can sense it. Something sacred is unfolding in the unseen. This is your appointed time. You've been walking through the slow rhythm of waiting, counting days that felt motionless. But divine timing has never been about minutes or hours. It's about alignment. Heaven doesn't rush, and it never delays. It moves precisely when every piece of your story fits together like divine clockwork. And this October, the clock of heaven is striking in your favor. There are things you've prayed for that seemed unanswered, doors you've knocked on that remained shut. But what you thought was denial was simply divine scheduling. God has been synchronizing circumstances, aligning hearts, shifting resources, preparing both you and the place you are meant to dwell next. Chosen one, hear this clearly. You are stepping into a pre-written moment. Every test, every delay, every tear, none of it was wasted. You have been in training for transition. October is not the start of something new. It's the revelation of what has been growing unseen. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then, this is the heartbeat of your current season. God is not improvising with your life. He is unfolding a design that's been sealed since before you took your first breath. The days of confusion are ending, and the days of clarity are dawning. Look around and notice how patterns are forming. Certain opportunities suddenly appear. Conversations align perfectly. Unexpected people cross your path. These are not coincidences, they are divine signatures. Heaven marks moments before it manifests miracles. October is your marker month. It will not pass quietly. The shift may not come wrapped in thunder or light. It may arrive subtly, in the form of a call, a message, a chance encounter, or even an inner peace so profound that you'll know this is it. Every relocation in Scripture began with a call. Abraham left his homeland. Ruth left Moab. The disciples left their nets. None of them had a map, only faith. That is what October requires of you. Movement by trust, not sight. It won't all make sense right away. You may still wrestle with fear and uncertainty, wondering, what if I'm not ready? But readiness is rarely about resources, it's about resolve. Heaven doesn't wait for your perfection, it waits for your yes. You will see signs of confirmation in the smallest things, a peace that replaces anxiety, an opportunity that fits effortlessly, a closed door that no longer stings. When you notice these things, smile. It's the language of heaven saying, I'm already ahead of you. And yes, you'll have to leave behind what no longer serves you. Old routines, familiar settings, perhaps even people who can't walk this next stretch with you. Don't see their absence as rejection, see it as redirection. Every soul has its chapter in your story, and some must exit, so new characters can enter. When God highlights a date, it's not a random number, it's a divine appointment. This October, you'll feel time bending around your destiny. Things that once took years will happen suddenly. Delays will dissolve. The waiting season will shift into walking. Chosen one. This is not just about moving homes, it's about moving into harmony. Heaven has written your timeline with precision. You're not late. You're not behind. You're right where grace needs you to be. As you read these words, something within you stirs. That's confirmation. Heaven is using this very moment to speak. You are being released into a season where your obedience will unlock overflow. And now, as an act of faith and agreement, I invite you to mark this prophetic alignment. Comment the number 444 below. That number symbolizes divine order and heavenly foundation. When you type it, you're declaring, my life aligns with heaven's timing. You're not just participating, you're prophesying. Let your comment be your signature on heaven's contract of purpose. Let it echo through the unseen realms as a statement of faith. I'm ready for divine order. Because this October, alignment will not be optional, it will be essential. Take a deep breath. Feel that quiet strength settling inside you. You don't have to chase destiny, it's already chasing you. The same God who began this work in you will see it through to completion. October is not just a date, it's the doorway where heaven and earth meet in your favor. The war in the transition is unlike any battle you've faced before. Chosen one. It's not fought with swords or noise, but in the stillness of your soul. The moment heaven announces movement, resistance awakens. The same way, dawn provokes the last darkness before light. Your breakthrough provokes the forces that have long desired to keep you small. This is not coincidence, it's confirmation that you're moving in the right direction. You've probably noticed it already. The closer you step toward obedience, the heavier things seem to get. Unexpected challenges arise. People misunderstand you. Finances tighten. Old fears whisper louder than ever. It feels as though the world is conspiring to drag you backward. But listen, what feels like opposition is actually exposure. Transition reveals what cannot travel with you into the next season. Before every divine relocation, there comes a refining. The fire of testing is not meant to burn you, it's meant to burn away the weight of the unnecessary. This war is not against flesh and blood, not even against the people who frustrate or oppose you. It's against the invisible resistance that hates progress. You are not cursed. You are being consecrated. According to what is written in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. You may feel alone. But solitude is the training ground of strength. Just as David faced lions and bears before confronting Goliath, you are facing smaller battles that prepare you for greater victories. Each challenge is divine conditioning. Every tear you cry in this war becomes oil for the next season's anointing. The battlefield may look invisible, but its effects are real. Restlessness, doubt, discouragement, they are the enemy's smoke screens. When you feel them pressing in, remember that you are standing on sacred ground. The pressure you feel is the weight of transformation. The enemy only fights those he fears losing. Chosen one. The struggle you're in is not evidence of defeat, it's evidence of destiny. Heaven would not allow such intensity if something great were not about to break open. The greater the warfare, the greater the inheritance waiting on the other side. Sometimes, it will feel as though God Himself has gone silent in the middle of the storm. You pray and hear nothing. You seek and feel nothing. Yet, silence is not absence, it's strategy. When a teacher is quiet, it's because the test has begun. God is watching not to punish you, but to prove the maturity He has built within you. In moments like this, the simplest acts become victories. Choosing to rest when your mind races, speaking truth when lies surround you, smiling when heaviness tries to linger. These are weapons. Subtle, yet powerful. The enemy cannot comprehend peace, for it's the language of those who know they've already won. You are not fighting alone. Though unseen, angels move beside you. Every prayer whispered in exhaustion releases reinforcement. Heaven has not abandoned you in this transition. It has mobilized on your behalf. You are being carried, guarded, and guided, even when your senses fail to recognize it. Remember how the Israelites faced the Red Sea. Their backs were against the wall, enemies closing in, fear rising. Yet that impossibility was the very stage for God's greatest display. The war in the transition always looks impossible before the water parts. Hold steady. The miracle happens in motion, not retreat. Your endurance is not weakness, it's worship. Every time you stand, when you could have surrendered, the heavens record it. Every sigh of, "I still trust you," becomes incense rising before the throne. You are proving through perseverance that your faith is real. So, chosen one, do not misinterpret the pressure. You are not under attack because you are failing. You are under attack because you are essential. Hell only fights those marked for impact. The battle raging around you is the sound of destiny unfolding, the clash of old patterns shattering so that new purpose can emerge. Soon, you will see it. The dust will settle, and you'll realize that what tried to break you actually built you. You'll stand on the other side of this transition, stronger, lighter, sharper, and wiser. The war will make sense in hindsight. For now, keep walking, keep praying, keep standing. This is not the end, it's the refining fire before your rise. When dawn breaks, you'll understand that every strike of warfare was carving you into a vessel that could carry divine glory. Angels on assignment. Those words might sound poetic, but they are truer than you realize. Chosen one, even now, in the unseen realm, movements are happening on your behalf, while you sleep, while you pray, while you wait in silence. Heaven's messengers are carrying out divine instructions. What feels delayed on earth is already decided in the spirit. You are not waiting for answers, you are waiting for manifestation. Every chosen soul has heavenly assistants assigned to them. They are not distant myths or vague metaphors. They are reality in motion. When you said yes to your calling, heaven activated a network of unseen guardians, warriors, and messengers to walk beside you. You may not see them, but their presence explains the strange protection you've experienced. The near misses that became miracles, the closed doors that later proved to be blessings in disguise. It was proclaimed in the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 11, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." That promise is not a verse to quote, it's a reality to live in. Every path you take, every transition you make, has already been marked with divine security. When the terrain grows uncertain, the unseen ones step forward. When you face what feels like the impossible, they create pathways where none exist. You are never alone in your relocation journey. Heaven never sends you without reinforcement. Every spiritual assignment carries both instruction and protection. The same God who called you out of your old dwelling has already sent angels ahead to prepare your next one. Imagine them now, not with wings of fantasy, but as radiant carriers of purpose, moving through time and circumstance with precision. One softens the hearts of people you haven't met yet. Another guards your name from false accusation. One whispers peace into your restless nights, while another blocks the unseen attacks meant to drain your strength. Their work is constant but quiet. They are not there to draw attention. They are there to accomplish. Just as wind cannot be seen but can be felt, their presence cannot be witnessed but can be discerned. That sudden calm after prayer, that unexpected provision that arrives at the perfect moment, that's often angelic movement, God's order in motion. Sometimes you'll sense them as warmth or stillness when you're overwhelmed. Other times you'll encounter divine timing so perfect that it could only be the result of celestial hands arranging the details. Heaven's system operates beyond human logic. It's built on obedience and timing, not visibility. Chosen one, never confuse silence with abandonment. Angels work best in silence, away from the noise of fear and doubt. Their activity increases when your trust deepens. Faith gives them permission to function freely. Fear, on the other hand, invites interference. That's why heaven urges you to rest. Even in uncertainty, stillness is not idleness, it's alignment. Right now, those angelic forces are already stationed along your path of relocation. Some stand at the threshold of your new home, preparing peace to dwell there before you even arrive. Others move ahead into your future conversations, ensuring divine connections meet you at the right moment. What you call coincidence, heaven calls coordination. And while they work, your only responsibility is to stay yielded. Keep your spirit clear. Keep your heart pure. The angels assigned to you operate in the environment of obedience. When you hold grudges or feed fear, you cloud the atmosphere around you. But when you worship, forgive, and remain grateful, the space becomes conducive for divine activity. Do not picture these angels as distant figures hovering far above. They move through your ordinary days, through the kindness of a stranger, the friend who calls at the perfect time, the unexpected breakthrough that comes without warning. Heaven doesn't always send wings. Sometimes it sends people. There's a divine choreography unfolding around you, one that makes sense only from heaven's view. Each movement is deliberate, each delay strategic. What looks like pause to you may be protection to heaven. Angels are not late, they are precise. They move when obedience and timing meet perfectly. So, when you sense the tug of transition growing stronger, don't let fear win. There are more for you than against you. The unseen is not empty, it's active. The very atmosphere around you is alive with preparation. In moments of solitude, when doubt whispers that you've been forgotten, close your eyes and breathe. Let peace remind you that the unseen realm is working harder for you than you could ever work for yourself. You are surrounded, covered, and carried by the order of heaven. The address written in heaven cannot be erased. Chosen one. Before you ever thought of moving, before you even knew that change was coming, heaven had already documented the coordinates of your next dwelling. You are not wandering aimlessly. You are following a path inscribed by divine handwriting. Every step you take is fulfilling a map that was drawn long before your birth. Your destiny is not random, it is recorded. God has a way of writing futures with invisible ink, revealing each line only when the light of obedience shines upon it. That is why you often can't see the full picture at once. Revelation comes in steps, not leaps. Each season reveals the next address when you are ready to arrive there. You may have questioned, God, where will I end up? But He answers, exactly where I intended you to be. The delay, the detours, even the disappointments, they are not wasted miles. They are divine directions written in languages only time can translate, as was spoken in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. That truth means every movement, even the ones that feel accidental, carry purpose. Nothing in your journey is random. The address heaven wrote for you is not just a physical place, it's a spiritual alignment. When you arrive there, you'll understand why certain seasons had to end, why some people had to leave, and why certain opportunities never opened. The address of destiny is not found on Google Maps. It is found through surrender. Each time you say yes to God, you're walking closer to it. It may not look like what you imagined. Perhaps it's quieter, smaller, or humbler, but it will fit your soul perfectly. Heaven never misplaces its chosen ones. You might feel like you've taken wrong turns, but in God's design, even detours are part of the destination. Think of Joseph betrayed, sold, imprisoned, to the world. He looked lost. Yet, every wrong turn was leading him directly to Pharaoh's palace. So it is with you. What feels like wandering is often divine, weaving. Sometimes, the address written in heaven doesn't appear until you've learned what you needed in your current one. God won't show you the next coordinates until you've gathered every lesson from this ground. It's not delay, it's preparation. Heaven protects you from premature arrival. Chosen one. Your next dwelling has already been spoken into existence. Before the foundation of the world, heaven said your name, and paired it with a place, a territory, a space of peace, provision, and purpose. It waits for your arrival, like a promise wrapped in silence. Have you ever entered a space and instantly felt calm, as though the air itself knew you were coming? That's what it feels like when you step into what's been written for you. The atmosphere recognizes you. The land responds to your presence. You'll know it's yours, not because it's easy, but because it's aligned. The spiritual address heaven prepared for you is not just about where you'll live, it's about where you'll belong. You've spent years trying to fit into places that could not hold your calling. But the place God wrote for you will not just fit you, it will welcome you. It will make sense of your past battles and prepare you for future victories. Every no you faced before now was a redirection away from wrong addresses. Heaven does not allow the chosen to settle in temporary housing when a permanent promise is waiting. That's why comfort began to crumble where you were. Grace was signaling that your next chapter has already been written and sealed. This move won't require striving, it will require trust. When the time is right, doors will open without force. Favor will find you without pleading. The place will reveal itself, not because you searched harder, but because you aligned deeper. And when that moment comes, you will remember these words. You'll stand in your new dwelling and feel the quiet whisper of recognition. This is it. This is what heaven wrote. And before you scroll away, I want you to do something simple, yet powerful. Comment, I'm home. And say it not as a wish, but as a prophecy. When you type those two words, you're aligning your heart with heaven's script. You're declaring that your steps are ordered, that your arrival is certain, and that your spirit is no longer lost in between. That comment becomes an echo through eternity, an affirmation that you trust heaven's handwriting more than human plans. Chosen one. Your new address is not being built, it's being revealed. And when you walk through its doors, you'll understand. Every wandering was direction, every delay was design, and every disappointment was divine. Redirection toward the place heaven wrote, with your name on it. The Divine Realtor. What a sacred title for the one who guides you. Chosen one. You may not see him in a suit or holding keys, but make no mistake, God himself is arranging the contract of your destiny. He knows the blueprint of your next dwelling. He knows the peace in its walls, the light through its windows, the way the wind will sing through its halls. You are not house hunting, you are being led into promise. Heaven has a way of choosing places that look ordinary but carry extraordinary purpose. When Samuel went to anoint a king, David didn't look like a king yet. His field was holy ground. Likewise, the place you are heading may not seem grand, but it will be anointed. Divine location isn't about glamour, it's about glory. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, For the vision is yet, for an appointed time, though it tarry. Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. That is the heart of your current journey. The Divine Realtor has already prepared the property. He's simply waiting for you to arrive in faith, not fear. You may not have the address yet, but heaven has already stamped it with your name. Think of him as an architect who builds with both patience and purpose. He measures every wall with wisdom, ensuring the foundation can bear the weight of your calling. He knows the size of your dreams, the shape of your prayers, the strength of your endurance. He won't place you in a space that's too small for your anointing or too large for your maturity. Every detail is deliberate. The place God is leading you to is not random soil. It's ground soaked with answered prayers from generations before you. Someone once prayed for peace there. Another once cried for healing. And now, heaven sends you to continue that divine story. You are not the first to walk there, but you will be the one to fulfill it. You'll know you've arrived when peace precedes understanding. The world may call it coincidence, but your spirit will recognize it as confirmation. You'll walk into a room, and your heart will whisper, "This feels like home." That's the language of destiny. Sometimes, the divine realtor allows delays, not to frustrate you, but to finalize unseen details. Perhaps the people who will bless you there are still being positioned. Perhaps the storm that would have discouraged you is being redirected. Heaven waits until everything aligns. Then suddenly keys appear in your hand. And when that happens, pause. Take it in. Remember every tear that watered this moment. Remember how many nights you almost gave up. Then breathe gratitude like perfume into that space. For when heaven hands you a key, it expects worship in return. You see, God doesn't just move you into a house, He moves you into a covenant. Your new dwelling isn't just shelter, it's a sanctuary. Its walls will hear your laughter and your prayers. Its atmosphere will carry anointing. That's why this move matters so deeply. It's not a transaction, it's transformation. And as you prepare for that moment, remember that messages like this exist to remind you you're not walking blind. They're lamps lit along your path. If this light has touched your spirit today, pause and let gratitude move through you. When you like or share, it's more than interaction, it's agreement. You become a torchbearer, helping the message reach another weary traveler who's still lost in their transition. Your small action may be the spark that reignites another chosen one's faith. If you subscribe, you're saying, keep the oil flowing. You're choosing to remain connected to a stream of words that remind your soul of what heaven is doing. Every time you return, you're adding another brick to this temple of light built across nations and screens. And if your heart feels stirred to donate, know this, it's not payment, it's participation. Your giving becomes a seed that carries light further. Each contribution is a ripple of faith, allowing the message to travel into homes, hearts, and nations that may never have heard these truths otherwise. You're not just funding words, you're fueling transformation. Think of it like planting a vineyard. You may not see every fruit, but heaven counts every vine you sow. Your generosity creates harvests that will outlive you. You give, heaven multiplies. And together we build a garden of grace where countless others can rest and heal. Chosen one. The divine realtor is arranging your next dwelling, even now. He's painting walls with peace, laying floors with favor, filling rooms with rest. When you finally step through that doorway, you'll see every like, every share, every gift of support. Each one was a stone in the bridge that carried you here. The test of trust. This is the part of the journey that separates those who believe from those who truly know. Chosen one. You have crossed through so much already. You've felt doors close, atmospheres shift, people fade, and divine timing unfold like a mystery. But now, as you stand between the promise and the fulfillment, heaven brings you to the narrow bridge called trust. It doesn't look safe, and it doesn't feel steady, but it is the only path forward. Trust is the currency of transition. You cannot purchase peace with understanding. You purchase it with surrender. God does not ask you to figure it out. He asks you to walk it out. Faith without certainty. Obedience without explanation. That's what refines the chosen. You may not see the full road ahead, but that is intentional. If you saw everything, you would rely on knowledge, not faith. Trust is heaven's training ground, where sight becomes secondary and surrender becomes strength. The Word of God declares in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding." Oh, that verse is easy to quote, but difficult to live. It's simple to trust when life feels predictable. But what about when everything you depended on begins to shake? When God removes the blueprint? When the plan dissolves? And all you can do is breathe and believe? That's where trust becomes holy. The test of trust is subtle. It doesn't announce itself with thunder. It appears through silence, through delays, through unexpected detours. You pray and hear nothing. You wait and see nothing. Yet somehow, your spirit whispers, "Keep going." That whisper is proof that you're passing the test. Chosen one. God is not testing you to see if you'll fail. He's testing you so you'll see how far you've come. This is the classroom of maturity, where faith becomes unshakable. You used to panic when the winds shifted. Now you worship in the storm. You used to question every silence. Now you sense peace even when heaven is quiet. Sometimes trust feels like walking blindfolded through fog. You reach out and touch nothing but air. Yet each step is guided by invisible hands. That's not uncertainty, it's intimacy. It's the Father saying, "You don't need to see where we're going, you just need to know who's holding you." Mdu. Trust demands that you let go of timelines. You've waited long, perhaps longer than you ever imagined. You've watched others move ahead while you remained still. But in heaven's calendar, delay is not denial. It's alignment. God waits until your spirit and your season match perfectly. A seed doesn't sprout because it wants to. It sprouts because the soil and sun finally agree. This is also the part where fear tries to masquerade as wisdom. It whispers, "What if you're wrong? What if you miss the sign?" But faith doesn't need perfect clarity, it needs perfect confidence in the one who leads. The path may twist, but the shepherd never loses his sheep. Think of Peter stepping out of the boat. The waves were still high. The wind was still strong. Yet for a moment, he walked on what others drowned in. That's what trust does. It transforms impossibility into pathway. You're learning that lesson now, how to walk, not because it's safe, but because he said so. The test of trust will stretch you. It will expose your hidden fears, your desire for control, your impatience. But each layer that breaks off reveals a deeper peace. You'll begin to notice that the same storms that once terrified you now train you. The same silence that once wounded you now strengthens your discernment. You may cry in this process, but those tears are not weakness. They are water for your faith. Every "why, God?" becomes a seed that sprouts into "now I understand." The waiting will end, but what it grows in you will last forever. There will come a morning when you wake and realize that the anxiety has lifted. You'll feel peace that makes no sense. And you'll know you've crossed the bridge of trust. What once frightened you now feels sacred. The fog hasn't fully cleared, but your fear has. You'll understand that trust isn't about knowing the destination, it's about resting in the direction. Chosen one. The test of trust will not destroy you, It will define you. It will refine the edges of your faith until you shine like gold in the sunlight of divine approval. You will look back and see how every unanswered question was actually an invitation to deeper intimacy. Dreams have always been the secret language of heaven. When words fail, when noise fills the day, God waits for nightfall when your mind is quiet enough to hear. Chosen one. This is the hour when revelation comes not through voices, but through vision. The confirmation dream is more than imagination. It's the divine whisper painted in pictures. You may wake in the middle of the night with images that linger like fog, unfamiliar houses, new landscapes, doors opening, stairways rising, keys placed in your hand. Don't dismiss them as coincidence. Heaven is confirming what your heart already senses. The move is real, and the time is near. God often speaks through symbols because your spirit understands pictures faster than your mind can interpret words. He bypasses logic and speaks directly to your destiny. What your prayers asked by day, your dreams reveal by night. The ancient words recorded in the book of Job, chapter 33, verse 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on people as they slumber in their beds. That's the sacred moment when heaven downloads instruction, warning, and confirmation. Not every dream you have is divine, but the ones that cling to your memory, the ones that seem to breathe with emotion, those carry messages meant to guide you. Chosen one. Your confirmation may not come through a prophet, a sign, or a sermon. It might come through a dream that feels so alive, it follows you into morning. Perhaps you'll see yourself packing, crossing thresholds, entering places drenched in light. These are not random scenes, they are prophetic previews. You have to pay attention to the tone of your dream. The atmosphere matters. Does it bring fear or peace? True visions from God always carry peace. Even when they reveal change, peace is heaven's signature. Confusion is not. Some of you have been seeing the same image repeatedly: a door, a key, a stairway, a gate. That repetition is heaven's way of highlighting the message. Each symbol carries meaning. The door often signifies transition. The key speaks of authority. The stairway represents elevation. When you wake, write it down. Don't let the night's ink fade by morning. Dreams are letters that dissolve if ignored. This season, God is using your dreams to prepare your heart for relocation physically and spiritually. The move that's coming will not surprise your spirit. It's already been rehearsed in your sleep. You've seen glimpses of it, faces you haven't met yet, streets that feel familiar, even though you've never walked them. That's heaven giving you a preview, a taste of destiny before it manifests. You might also dream of things ending: packing boxes, closing doors, walking away from familiar places. That's not loss, it's instruction. Heaven uses dreams to finalize what your heart hesitates to release, what your hands can't yet let go of. God begins to remove through vision. But not all confirmation dreams are dramatic. Some arrive quietly, are simply light. A hand of peace, a word that echoes as you wake. Still, it's enough to remind you, God sees you, and He's guiding you. Chosen one, your dreams in this season are divine maps. They may not show the full route, but they always point in the right direction. And even when you don't understand, your spirit recognizes the signature of heaven, clarity wrapped in mystery, comfort woven into change. You might even wake with tears, sensing something has shifted. That's not emotion, it's impartation. Heaven just planted peace in your soul through vision. This is why rest is sacred. Don't see sleep as idleness, it's an altar. While your body lies still, your spirit travels. Angels commune with you. Warnings are delivered. Comfort is restored. That's why the enemy tries to steal your rest. He knows what heaven does when you close your eyes. So, protect your nights. Before sleeping, pray, God, speak to me clearly. Keep a notebook beside your bed. When you wake with that vivid dream, record every detail. You'll begin to see patterns. Heaven never repeats itself without reason. And when those dreams come, when the visions align with the words you've heard in your waking life, understand that heaven is confirming the inevitable. Your relocation has been sealed. Chosen one, let this be your prophetic act of faith today. Comment the number 555 below. It represents divine change and grace for transition. When you type it, you're not just reacting, you're responding to heaven's confirmation. You're saying, I receive clarity. I receive direction. I am ready for what has been shown to me. Each number you write becomes a declaration that what was once uncertain is now affirmed. It's your agreement with the language of dreams, your signature on heaven's blueprint. So, sleep with expectation, not fear. Dream with faith, not confusion. Because soon, what you've seen behind closed eyes will open right before your very eyes. The enemy's distraction always comes right before divine manifestation. Chosen one. This is the part of the journey where the air feels heavier. Not because you are off track, but because you are dangerously close to arrival. The closer you draw to destiny, the louder the noise becomes. Distraction is not random, it's warfare dressed as opportunity. You've come too far for the enemy to defeat you outright. So he tries instead to divide your focus. He knows he cannot remove your calling, but he can attempt to scatter your attention. And in this season of transition, his most common tactic is counterfeit peace, something that looks like blessing but carries no presence. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus. Chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. That stillness is your weapon now. Distraction demande réaction. Discerne, recueillir, restreint. Heaven is not asking you to chase after everything that shines. You must learn to pause, to test the light before walking into it. Not all open doors are divine. Some are disguised detours. Distraction rarely announces itself as danger. It arrives softly, an invitation, a conversation, a quick compromise. But slowly, it begins to drain your focus, your energy, your conviction. You wake up feeling heavy, questioning the clarity you once carried. That is the signal. Your spirit is being pulled off course. Chosen one. The enemy studies patterns. He knows which memories make you nostalgic, which wounds make you vulnerable, and which voices can still make you doubt your progress. That's why discernment is crucial in this stage. You must guard not just your path, but your peace. When you sense confusion, pause. When you feel urgency that isn't led by peace, wait. True guidance from God never pressures, it prepares. The Spirit leads gently, not chaotically. The enemy, however, thrives in haste. He wants to keep you reacting so you never have time to reflect. In this season, you must learn the art of still defense. Not every battle requires a swing. Some victories come through stillness. When you refuse to engage in distractions, you starve them of power. Silence is often louder than argument. Withdrawal is often wiser than confrontation. It's also important to recognize the internal distractions, the thoughts that circle in endless loops of worry, what-ifs, and regret. These are spiritual noise. They blur the voice of peace. When they rise, don't wrestle them, replace them. Speak truth aloud. Remind yourself who you are: chosen, guarded, destined. Sometimes, distraction appears as success. The enemy doesn't mind you being busy. As long as you're busy in the wrong direction, he'll offer shortcuts that seem efficient but bypass intimacy with God. He'll tempt you with platforms when God is still building your foundation. Don't rush into visibility. Heaven values depth over display. Look at the story of Nehemiah rebuilding the wall. When the enemies called him down to discuss, he responded, "I am doing a great work and cannot come down." That must be your mindset now. You are building something eternal. Do not descend into petty battles. Your focus is holy. Ground, protect it. You will also notice emotional distractions. Suddenly, old insecurities surface. Doubts you thought you conquered try to return. Don't be alarmed. They rise only because the old season is resisting eviction. Darkness always protests when light begins to move in. Stay grounded in what you've already heard from God. When new noise comes, measure it against what heaven already told you. The divine does not contradict itself. If it brings chaos, it's counterfeit. If it stirs fear, it's false. Chosen one, your obedience has brought you to a threshold. The distractions are proof of proximity. The enemy doesn't fight from afar. He fights closest to the finish line. So take comfort in this truth. The resistance you feel is not a setback. It's a signpost. It means you are near. When temptation whispers, "Settle here," it's easier. Remember, peace without purpose is prison. The place that feels convenient may cost you calling. Don't trade destiny for comfort. If the distractions seem overwhelming, pause and breathe. Remember who orchestrates your journey. You do not have to force outcomes. Heaven fights for you. Even now, angels are silencing the noise, clearing the way, and strengthening your discernment. The secret to victory in this season is stillness and clarity. Not running faster, but seeing clearer. Not doing more, but becoming quieter. Soon, the noise will fade. The counterfeits will crumble. The path will narrow into unmistakable clarity. And when it does, you'll step forward, not rushed, not panicked, but certain. Then you'll look back and realize the distractions were never detours, they were drills, training your focus for the promise ahead. You were never meant to fight every battle. Some were meant to teach you how to rest in divine defense. Crossing the threshold is one of the most sacred moments of a chosen life. It is the instant when what has been promised becomes visible, when your waiting transforms into walking, and your faith touches ground. Chosen one. This is where heaven's invisible script becomes tangible reality. You have spent months, maybe years, standing before a closed door, knocking, praying, hoping, and now the handle turns. You feel it before you see it. The air shifts. The familiar weight of old seasons lifts from your shoulders like dust shaken from a traveler's coat. The place you once called home now feels miles behind you, even if it's just a few steps away. Every goodbye you've spoken has brought you to this moment, the sacred in-between where departure and arrival meet. Crossing over always feels like contradiction. Part of you rejoices. Another part trembles. You are excited but uncertain, confident yet cautious. That tension is holy. It's what happens when your soul senses that destiny is no longer distant. Heaven stands on both sides of the door, one hand closing what's behind you, the other opening what's ahead. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 9, "I am the door. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture." And that door you're about to walk through, it isn't just opportunity, it's Him. Every divine threshold is a person before it's a place. You're not merely stepping into a new home, you're stepping deeper into relationship. Each new level of blessing is also a deeper level of trust. You might imagine that crossing into promise will be loud, marked by celebration and applause. But in truth, it's often quiet. The world doesn't notice, heaven does. God prefers humility to headlines. He allows your beginnings to be gentle so that your roots can grow deep before anyone sees the bloom. When the Israelites crossed the Jordan, the river didn't part until their feet touched the water. It wasn't power displayed first, it was obedience. Likewise, you will not feel the full weight of glory until you take that step. The water will always resist until faith enters it. The moment your foot moves, miracle begin. You will notice the subtle shift, peace that feels thicker, time that feels slower, the sense that you've been here before, even though you haven't. That's what divine alignment feels like. It's familiarity wrapped in freshness, like remembering a melody you never realized you knew. But beware of one temptation: to rush. Many cross the threshold, but fail to dwell there fully. They hurry to build, to fill, to prove. Yet, heaven invites you first to pause, to breathe in the fragrance of arrival, to recognize the sacredness of this new atmosphere before you speak. Listen before you plan. Perceive. The soil you stand on has secrets. It will tell you how to build, if you're patient enough to hear. The threshold also tests your humility. Can you enter quietly when you expected to arrive triumphantly? Can you bow before you bloom? God hides His greatest works in stillness. You've been led here not to flaunt, but to steward. The new space is not a stage, it's an altar. Chosen one. Crossing over will awaken every sense within you. You'll start noticing the small things, the calmness in your spirit, the kindness in strangers, the way provision appears without striving. These are confirmations that you're home, not just geographically, but spiritually. Still, transition requires balance. Though the door behind you has closed, your old habits may try to follow. Fear will attempt to visit, whispering that you don't belong here. When it does, remember, the key that opened this door was faith, not perfection. You belong here because heaven said so. The threshold is not only entry, it's initiation. The moment you cross, assignments activate. You begin to see why the waiting was necessary. You recognize the purpose behind every delay. Suddenly, everything connects. The story that once felt scattered now makes sense. It's at this point that heaven often becomes quiet again, not because it's absent, but because it's watching. The silence now isn't testing, it's trust. God steps back slightly, allowing you to move with the authority He's built in you. You are no longer the one being led, you are the one being released. And as you take that final step, the atmosphere truly shifts. You can almost hear the sound of unseen doors locking behind you, not as prisons, but as protection. The past can no longer reach you. It's echo fad, ahead of you. Light expands. Welcome to your new beginning. The ground is unfamiliar but blessed. The air is fresh but filled with memory. You've crossed over, chosen one, not just into a new place, but into a new you. The anointed space doesn't shout its holiness, it breathes it. The moment you cross the threshold, chosen one, the air itself feels different, softer, warmer, alive. The new dwelling may look ordinary to the world, but to your spirit, it hums with purpose. It feels like stepping into sunlight after years of shadow. You can almost hear heaven whisper, "This is where I meant for you to be." Lent, every chosen vessel must have a place of rest, a sacred space where destiny takes root and breath finds rhythm again. The world may call it a home, but heaven calls it an altar. Every wall in this space has been prepared. Every corner prayed over before your arrival. The fragrance of grace lingers here, invisible yet undeniable. The Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 19, "Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God?" That truth doesn't apply only to flesh, it extends to everything connected to your purpose. This new home, this new environment, has been chosen because it matches the frequency of your calling. It will not drain you, it will feed you. It will not silence your voice, it will amplify it. Chosen one, take a moment to stand still in this new atmosphere. Let gratitude speak louder than excitement. You are standing in the middle of an answered prayer. Feel the weight of that. How many nights did you whisper, "God, when will it be my turn?" And now, it is. The promise you once carried in hope now stands before you in brick, air, and light. Still, before you rush to decorate or fill this space, understand something deeper. You are not here to occupy, you are here to sanctify. Your presence turns rooms into revival. Your prayers turn walls into witnesses. Every time you worship here, you are painting invisible murals of faith that even angels admire. Think of this place as a garden. God has given you fresh soil. Your actions, your words, your daily rhythms, they are the seeds. If you plant bitterness, you'll harvest unrest. But if you sow gratitude, joy will bloom like wildflowers. Each morning you wake, here is a reminder that heaven still writes beautiful endings. This home will hold new memories. There will be laughter that fills these walls, tears that anoint them, moments when silence itself feels sacred. But remember, it is not the paint or the furniture that makes it holy, it's your obedience. Holiness is not in decoration, but in dedication. And while you settle in, let me speak to your heart with honesty. Messages like this, these words of light, are meant to walk beside you in seasons like these. If this moment has touched something deep within you, consider what it means to let the light keep flowing. When you like or share this message, You are not just helping an algorithm, you are sending a ripple through darkness. Somewhere, another soul sits in their old space, feeling forgotten, and your small act might become their confirmation that heaven still speaks. A simple click can be the knock of destiny on someone else's door. If you choose to subscribe, it's more than following a voice. It's choosing to remain part of this river of revelation. You're saying, keep speaking, keep pouring, keep reminding us that heaven still moves. Every subscription becomes a hand that lifts this message higher, allowing more chosen ones to hear the same whisper that carried you here. And if you feel led to donate, let your giving be like water, poured at the altar, a quiet yet powerful act of gratitude. You're not paying for words, you're sowing into the continuation of light. Each seed you plant becomes another lamp that burns in someone else's darkness. Whether it's large or small, what matters is the heart behind it. Heaven sees the motive, not the amount. You might not realize it now, but your support creates sanctuaries across invisible distance. Every act of kindness helps build this temple of words, allowing the message of faith, hope, and divine purpose to reach countless hearts. Together, we build not with bricks, but with belief. And as you live within this new anointed space, don't forget to return to these words. Comment below what this chapter means to you. Tell your story. Share your journey. Or simply write, I made it. That testimony becomes another stone in this growing altar of gratitude. Chosen one. Your home is no longer a hiding place. It's a headquarters. Your prayers here will shake nations. Your rest here will restore generations. The atmosphere has shifted permanently. You are not just living, you are dwelling in destiny. So light a candle. Breathe deeply and whisper, thanks to the one who led you here. You have stepped into the space heaven built for you long before you ever knew its name. The ripple effect has already begun. You may not see it yet. Chosen one. But the moment you stepped into obedience, waves started moving outward from your life, ripples that carry light, healing, and alignment into places your feet may never touch. Heaven never moves one person without moving everything connected to them. You were never chosen just for yourself. Every relocation, every breakthrough, every moment of obedience is meant to unlock something in others. When a light rises in one heart, it gives permission for others to shine. The blessing that now surrounds you is not a trophy to display, it's a torch to carry. As was spoken in the book of Genesis, chapter 12, verse 2, I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. The ripple effect of the chosen begins subtly. It's in the way your conversations shift. You speak differently now, less from fear, more from faith. You respond to pressure with calm instead of panic. You give where you used to withhold. You forgive where you used to defend. Without realizing it, you're rewriting the spiritual climate around you. Every act of obedience becomes a seed. Each word of kindness, each prayer whispered for someone else, becomes a drop in the water that expands further than you can measure. You are part of an eternal echo. Every step in purpose creates movement in unseen dimensions. There will be people you've never met who will walk in favor because of your surrender. Your willingness to leave the old season becomes their example of courage. Your healing becomes their hope. Your relocation opens roads for those who will come after you. Heaven orchestrates lineage through obedience. One. Yes, birthing 1,000 breakthroughs. Chosen one. Even creation responds to your alignment. The ground you walk on feels lighter. The air around you carries peace. When light occupies space, darkness rearranges itself. That's what you're doing now, not just moving into a new environment, but transforming it. Every space you touch becomes holy ground because you carry the presence of the one who sent you. Don't underestimate qui est influence. Not all ripples are loud. Some move through silence, through the way you choose patience when others expect anger, or the way you extend grace when bitterness would be easier. People remember peace more deeply than noise. You'll begin to notice the change. Friends calling for advice, strangers drawn to your calm, opportunities aligning without striving. It's not coincidence, it's consequence. Heaven always rewards alignment with expansion, but with influence comes responsibility. You are now a steward of light. Guard your atmosphere. Protect your peace. The same way a candle must shield its flame from the wind, you must protect the presence that burns within you. Don't let distraction dull what destiny has ignited. Your life has become a message, even when you're not speaking. The way you carry yourself testifies louder than sermons. People who once doubted your strength will see resilience where they expected ruin. That's how heaven vindicates its chosen, not with arguments, but with evidence. This ripple effect will continue long after you've forgotten the beginning. Years from now, someone will say, "Because you didn't give up, I kept going." That's how divine influence multiplies, one life touching another until generations shift. You may think your impact is small, but heaven measures differently. To God, a single act of obedience outweighs 1,000 intentions. The ripple you start by loving, forgiving, or obeying never dies. It travels endlessly through eternity's waters. Even now, unseen ripples move outward. The prayers you prayed in private are reaching hearts across oceans. The grace that lifted you is now descending upon others who are weary. The courage that kept you walking is becoming contagious. You are a living continuation of divine motion. Chosen one. This is legacy, not fame, but fruit. Legacy is not what people remember you for. It's what they experience because you existed. You are a doorway through which others will find hope. The move that changed your life will soon change theirs. So walk with awareness, speak with grace, love with intention. You are no longer a receiver of light, you are a reflector. Heaven is amplifying your presence, stretching your influence beyond the boundaries of place and time. And as your ripples merge with those of others, a greater wave begins to form, a wave of awakening, faith, and restoration. This is how heaven builds movements, one obedient soul at a time. Each ripple becoming a river, each river returning to the ocean of purpose. Your obedience started something far greater than you know. The waters are moving, and the world will soon feel the tide. The crowned dwelling, it is more than a place, it is a revelation. Chosen one. When heaven finally brings you to the destination it promised, the home is not the reward, the transformation is. The walls around you, the peace within you, the light upon you, all of it mirrors what God has built inside you. You have not just moved houses, you have evolved into wholeness. This moment is sacred because it represents completion, not perfection, but fulfillment. Every hardship, every detour, every tear has led to this season, where you finally stand crowned not with gold or recognition, but with wisdom, authority, and peace. The crown of the chosen is invisible, yet undeniable. It rests not on your head, but on your spirit, as was spoken in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. Now, as you look around your new dwelling, you'll realize this is not the finish line. It's the coronation before your next assignment. God never crowns you to keep you still. He crowns you to commission you. The authority you carry now is not for decoration, but for dominion. You are being entrusted to cultivate peace, to protect promise, to speak life into the land beneath your feet. This home is your throne room, not for power, but for prayer. Every room is a chamber of purpose. The kitchen will host communion. The living room will carry laughter that heals. The bedroom will be a sanctuary of rest, where dreams descend like gentle rain. You have stepped into a space that reflects heaven's rhythm still, strong, sacred. It's important to pause and recognize the divine symmetry of your story. What once looked like loss was leading to this. The home you left behind had to release you because its walls could no longer contain the growth that was coming. You were not being pushed out. You were being prepared to reign. The crown dwelling is not defined by luxury, it's defined by presence. Some may not understand how a simple space can feel holy, but those who have walked through fire know that peace itself is wealth. When God decorates a home, He does so with tranquility and joy. This space will soon carry testimonies, conversations that heal, prayers that birth breakthroughs, quiet nights that anchor you deeper into purpose. You'll start to notice that the same struggles that once haunted you no longer hold power here. The old voices lose volume, the old fears lose grip. This atmosphere is governed by peace, and peace is heaven's loudest victory. Chosen one. This is what it means to dwell crowned. You don't rule with noise, you rule with stillness. You don't strive, you steward. You no longer chase purpose, you host it. Your obedience has turned your home into a beacon, and your presence into permission for others to believe again. You may find yourself reflecting, wondering why it had to take so long. But you'll see now, had you arrived sooner, you wouldn't have been ready to sustain it. Heaven does not promote by pity, it promotes by preparation. The waiting wasn't punishment, it was polishing. And now, everything gleams. There is a quiet joy in realizing that the journey, though difficult, was divine in every detail. You'll look at the walls and remember nights of prayer, seasons of silence, moments of surrender. You'll smile through tears, realizing that what once felt like delay was design. The crowned dwelling will not make life perfect, but it will make it peaceful. Challenges will still come, but they will no longer shake you. You've been anchored too deeply. The storm may circle, but your foundation now rests on faith, not fear. You'll begin to understand the mystery of divine timing. God didn't just prepare a place for you, He prepared you for the place. And that realization will fill your heart with awe. From this moment forward, you are not just living, you are reigning, not over others, but over atmosphere, over anxiety, over everything that once tried to break you. Your calm will be your crown. Your obedience will be your scepter. Your gratitude will be your throne. As sunlight spills through your new windows, let this truth settle deep. You are home. Heaven has fulfilled its promise. The move, the waiting, the warfare, it all led here. You are no longer a wanderer. You are an inhabitant of grace. The crowned dwelling is not the end of your journey, it's the beginning of your legacy. From this place, your life will shine as testimony that faith was never foolish, that surrender was never wasted, and that obedience always leads home. Chosen one. If these words have reached you, then heaven intended it. You've walked through every page of promise, through fire, through waiting, through awakening. Now stand still for a breath and feel it, the peace of completion, the calm that comes when destiny and obedience finally meet. You are home. And yet, this is only the beginning. If this journey has spoken to your spirit, let your gratitude echo when you like, share, or subscribe. You aren't just supporting a voice, you're extending a light. Somewhere, another soul still stands in the hallway of hesitation, and your simple action may be the whisper that says, keep going. Your promise is near. End of flee. Leave your reflection below. What moment touched you most? What line reminded you of who you are? Your comment might become the very confirmation someone else has prayed for. You are part of something bigger now, a movement of faith, courage, and divine purpose flowing through every word. Thank you for walking this sacred path. Continue shining. Continue believing. And remember, heaven's story in you has only just begun.